Hello, everybody. It's Halloween night, and I got a short story for you. That we're going to be talking about a middleman who tried to rip me off, maybe because he didn't have a choice, or he was desperate, or whatever. But yeah, we'll talk about that, and it's going to be interesting.
Planet Square for 148 North St. Andrews, Prowler not seen.
Oh my god, we're fucking rich.
Okay, so if you like this video, subscribe or leave a like or comment. This is a shorter video, but I think you're going to like it. It starts out where I was sitting at home. It was a Friday night, and I'm just waiting for buyers to show up and pick up some meth. And one guy, a younger guy, he calls me up and he says, "Hey, I got some really good meth that he called, we always called it shit. I got some really good shit here for you." And in them days, I would just buy anything, because my customer base was huge, and to do him a favor or whatever, I would just pick it up from him. So I think he brought me an 8 ball, an 8 ball and a half or something. So I gave him the money, and when he left, I didn't really get around to even trying it. I was kind of trusted the guy, so then a couple hours later, I packed a bowl of it and I tried it out, and it was total garbage. So at the time, I wasn't pissed because he's usually a really nice guy, and you gotta watch who you piss off or who you burn or whatever. So at a time like that, I just hang on to what he sold me. It wasn't going to be sold to any of my other customers. I just thought that I'd hang on to it, and maybe eventually something will present itself, like some loser that owes me money wants to buy some and he doesn't have much money, or I give it to him, or maybe he wants to just flip it to make some money, whatever. I don't know what, but I'll just hang on to it and see what happens. So a week went by, and this same guy that sold it to me calls me up and he says, "Hey, I got a guy here that wants an 8 ball, and he's willing to give a nice flat screen TV for it." I said, "Oh yeah, what kind of TV?" And he told me what kind it was. It was really good. It was pretty good, at that time. It was LED, and that was the new thing, and they were pretty nice TVs. I said, "Yeah, sure, bring it over. I'll give him a ball for it." So he come over, and I said, "Don't bring anybody with you." When customers would come by, they had to be by themselves, and I will talk about why that is at a later date. But so he shows up in somebody's car. I don't know whose car it was, but it was the person who had the TV. So he knocked on the door. I went outside. Me and him got the TV into my house, and I gave him back the same 8 ball that he sold to me a week ago. And he goes, "Is it any good?" I said, "Yeah, sit down. I'll get you high." And I had a bowl already packed from some good shit, the old bait and switch trick that everybody uses. So he said, "All right, cool." He left high, so he was happy. He left high, and he called me up about an hour later. He goes, "Hey, that stuff was bullshit." I said, "Well, you know what? That was the same shit that you sold to me." And he was pissed, and I told him, and see, now this is where you got to handle your customers in a way so you're not going to get any backlash. So I called him up and said, "Hey, why don't you come on back up?" So he comes up, and I said, "Yeah, well, you sold it to me, so that's kind of what you get. It's this is the way shit goes. But how about I'll give you a half gram, and I'll just give it to you, and you can either do one of two things." I said, "You can either smoke this up yourself, and you're going to be happy, fine. But the smart thing to do would be for you to take this half-gram back to the person that just gave up a TV and get them high and make them happy, get them high. So then that'll save face for you a little bit, and you won't look like such an asshole. And whether you explain to them that was the same shit that you burnt me on last week, I don't really give a fuck. But so he said, all right. So then a few days later, I asked him, because he come back, I asked him, I said, so what did you do? Did you go get them high? Because there was a guy and his wife that just gave up their TV, you know. I said, so did you go get them high and kind of mend the fence a little bit? And he said, nah, fuck them. So here's the important part. Now, do I want him in my circle? Probably not. So I just kind of slowly weeded him out, because he didn't really get, for one, he didn't understand what a middleman was supposed to do. A middleman, his job is to make sure that the product is good for the person buying it. And if he's bringing it to me like he did and I trusted him, he should have at least tried it, so I could say, hey, you brought me some bunk shit. Oh, you know, if he says, oh, I didn't even try it, well, then he failed. So his skill set was not there. He wasn't cut out for it. So I just sent him on his way, and you know, we cross paths every once in a while, but he's not allowed over here anymore, or he wasn't allowed over here anymore. So that's that's just the way shit was. So to recap this story, the middleman, whether he was fucking me over on purpose or by accident, and then I just gave him back the same old shit that he brought to me, then he pissed off a couple who just lost their TV set, and then they were pissed off. So then I gave him a half-gram of good shit. He should have made it right a little bit with them and promised them something else in the future, and then everybody would be happy. Because I was happy, because I had the experience, and this shit doesn't happen to me. So I was teaching him a lesson, but he didn't go for the lesson, and what happened to him was he probably got his ass kicked, either by the guy with the TV. I hope the guy with the TV wasn't a big guy or an angry guy. My guess is he probably got his ass kicked. So this is just a common occurrence that happens all the time when you're in the meth world, in the meth underground, and if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to get your ass kicked. So yeah, don't do it. Do something else. See you later. Leave a like, and ask me any questions you want, and I'll answer them. Thanks.